any other questions? Seeing none. Oh, yes, please.
I have a question about what the pro and con speakers on the parliamentary procedure sheet means.
Sure. So, for example, what's one? Motion to close. So you'll need one pro speaker who's going to get up for a lot of time for pro and con speeches are 30 seconds. So the chair will ask, are there any pros? And usually the person who made the motion will be the pro speaker, and they'll come up for 30 seconds to tell the committee why they think the motion should be made and why they think the delegates should vote in favor of that motion. And then there'll be a con speech to tell the committee, no, don't vote for this motion for this reason. So you're just trying to sway the committee one way or another.
Or if there's no con speeches?
If there are no con speeches, for the sake of participation, someone will be chosen. At the real UN, it would fail. But however, for the sake of participation, and it's a way, even if you don't really think it should be voted against, you can get up and that'll be a way for you to get participation points for your country and for your delegation. So it's just a way to speak. So we encourage that participation. Are there any other questions? Don't be shy. There's no stupid questions, especially with Parley Pro and different things like that. Even the kids in our class don't get it still. So if you get it, that's good. Yes.
And
good questions. Yes, please.
Where can we get research during the conference itself? Is there going to be some runners this year, and are there going to be runners this year?
Yeah. So what it's called is home government. So if you have any questions, really we want you to do all your core research before you come and actually pack it into your position papers and your notes and whatever else you want to bring to committee. But if there are any questions or if something comes up in committee and you need to find out some information, you can send a note. Just hand it to one of the runners. There'll be runners in every committee. And it will go to what's called home government. So you'll write on there to home government from whichever delegation you are, whichever room you're in. And home government, which is headed by Tekla, and I believe Owen will be there as well, they'll look up your question. So you want to be as specific as you can and give them some actually notes about what exactly you're looking for. They'll Google it for you. They have a whole array of sites and different things that they'll be looking for that information in. So their searches are very specific. So the more specific your question can be, the better their research will be. They'll get that back to you as soon as possible also with a runner. So if you do have any questions, don't feel or be afraid to ask. However, if you only will be allotted 4, so you want to be choosy with those. And sometimes things happen in your committee where you might want to think you're going to save those 4 for later on. So you never know what's going to happen in committee. So just to give you guys the heads up, you only have 4, so use them wisely. And that's just to encourage you to do your major research beforehand so that the home government isn't doing your research for you during committee. So.
I just want to say one more thing about the point system too for awards, which is if you're not really comfortable getting up and speaking in front of people, typically speaking time is only about a minute long. I think a minute 30 maybe. I don't think we've had any that are longer than that. So it's a really, really brief speech, as well as the fact that we have lots of GA committees this year, which means there's going to be 100 or more people in that committee. And so even if you just get your name on the speaker's list, the dais will take notice of that. And so if you're the last person on the speaker's list and the meeting has been adjourned and you didn't get a chance to speak, the dais gets that that's not your fault, that you were just at the end of the speaker's list. So just get on that speaker's list, even if you're near the bottom and you just need some time to see what the other delegates' speeches are like to get to feel more comfortable in committee. But definitely get on speaker's list.
Yeah, and it's also more about quality than it is about quantity. So if the speaking time is, let's say, a minute 30, but you only have 30 seconds worth of information to say, as long as it's good quality, you only have to speak for your 30 seconds or however long it may take you, and then you'll yield the time to the chair. So you don't have to speak for that entire time. It's good just to get up, even if it's only for a couple seconds, to say your piece. So don't be afraid. No one's judging, I promise.
Oh, and
Okay? So again, don't be afraid to ask, and also, if you don't want to raise to that point of parliamentary inquiry, you can send a note to the dais, And if it's a good question, then the dais will read that aloud to the committee. So don't be afraid to ask. Or if not, then they'll just
Yeah, we'll
send you back a note.
respond